have you ever had a headache or a tough day and noticed that your stomach was in knots? That isn't just happening. That is your body letting you know about stress. So stress and mental health are both physically connected. And so today what we wanted to do was dive into how stress impacts not only the body, but also the mind as well. So let's hop right in.
What is home care?
How do I navigate healthcare?
What do I do when I feel down and depressed?
I'm stressed.
Am I enough?
What can I do?
What is this going to cost?
All right. So stress. What is stress to you?
Stress to me is life.
Yeah. Yeah, very much.
They say life be life and stress is life. Stress is the things that happens in life. It can be minute, it can be large, it can be anything, but things that you typically worry about.
Right.
They can cause stress.
Right. So just overall, I have two definitions here. The first one is acute stress. So acute stress is short-term stress that occurs in response to immediate challenges or threats, such as meeting a deadline or narrowly avoiding an accident, and typically resolves once the situation is over. So that's like every day. Like
life.
Yeah, like you were saying. So that's acute stress. Like just going throughout your day, going throughout your week, you're hit with acute stress, momentary stress, temporary stress.
Working, right? Your job have deadlines. You have coworkers, right, that you have to deal with, right? The coworkers dealing with life, you dealing with life. Y'all come together in one place to get a job done. That's stress, right?
Right.
Not only that, after work, now you got to manage family, right? You may have kids, you may have a loved one you're taking care of. You may have something that you want to do for yourself that you're not able to do. That can bring on stress.
And so it's not a matter of if you will be stressed, it's a matter of when. Like every moment can be a stressful moment for someone. So you will encounter stress at some point in time.
Yes.
But then there's also chronic stress, which is a long-term persistent stress caused by ongoing issues like financial problems or an unhealthy work environment, which can negatively impact physical and mental health over time. So you talked about like that work environment, right? So not only do you have to meet deadlines, which could be just a momentary stress, but also if you don't like your work environment or the people that you work with or your boss is not awesome and you just hate what you're doing, that's an overall stress that you will continue to feel daily. Lifelong, right? So it's not like it's going to go away. That stress that you're holding on to that you likely don't even know that you're holding on to.
Or what if maybe you like the job, maybe you like the environment,
right?
But what if you have something deep inside of you that's calling you to do something bigger or greater, but you cannot make that change because this job right now is paying the bills. So your call and your passion is dealing with you on the inside, but the bills are dealing with you in life.
No, wait, because you're preaching. I didn't even think about how stressful ambition and dreams could be.
Yes.
That's wild. I didn't. So
I share a little bit part of my story later, but
that's crazy. So ambitions and dreams could be stressful as well. They're not inherently bad. Those aren't bad things, but you live in the day to day of this is my life now. This is where I want to be, and that stress between the two. But also we have things in our body inherently that God gifted us, like our fight or flight, that is there to protect those things, like protect us against stress. But sometimes if our fight or flight is prolonged due to the amount of stress that we have or how we're living our lifestyle, it can actually be harmful to us.
So it can put you in a dangerous situation because you can be in a situation, I don't know what that may be, on the side of the road, putting on a tire on the car or your car broke down. But in that situation, you're not able to detect that maybe I need to stand on this side of the road because of these other cars coming, because you can't sense or feel that danger because of the stress
of the moment.
Yes, and it has suppressed you.
That's crazy. So I think overall we can see that stress doesn't just affect like just our mind, because that's what we think inherently. Like if I'm stressed, it's going to be me thinking or me doing something. No, it's not just that. So like
it affects the body.
It affects the whole body. So yes, it does affect the brain. So if you are super stressed, what it does is it increases your cortisol levels, and that if you have increased cortisol levels, it impairs like your memory and concentration.
Right.
I know that all too well.
I second that emotion.
All too well.
Yes.
If you're super stressed, and it can also affect your heart, so it can raise
Right.
your blood pressure.
Yes.
It also can make you have heart disease, or have a stroke, or have a heart attack, or the multiple different things that it can do there
Right.
in and of itself. Also, most people probably do not know, but stress can also affect your immune system. So you compounding all of that stress can suppress your immune system, often making you more likely to get sick.
Illnesses, colds,
Right.
etc.
All of those things.
Yes.
Also, one other thing that probably people don't know, the digestive system can be affected by
So
stress.
are you saying you can be constipated?
You can be constipated, and you can have bigger problems than constipation, like irritable bowel syndrome, like what IBS or something like that. Like there's different things that can happen, when stress is into play. Also, your musculoskeletal system. So a lot of people,
Joints, yeah.
a lot of people probably know this one too. Like if you have stress, it can lead to things like tension, muscle tension, headaches, chronic pain, like that you might be dealing with.
So those muscle tensions, especially in your neck, you have those little knots in your shoulders, and you go get a massage, and they just try to rub that knot out. Yeah, I didn't know that until I knew it.
So tell me about a personal time for you where you've seen stress actually impact you physically.
Well, all right, at this time, working on the business, of course, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know I was stressed. Right, I'm going through my day to day, like you say, deadlines, things I'm trying to do, trying to grow, trying to hire, and I'm just thinking everything is okay. You probably come to me, hey, Dad, what about this? Okay, it's okay, we'll deal with it like this, right? So, unbeknownst to me, my son, he was having his first, my first grandchild. My mother, she was dealing with illness, and as we're trying to get things together and work, and my son, and he's coming in from Kansas, and my mother dealing with this, I'm trying to figure out, I'm dealing with all these emotions.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking at the time, I'm taking it as, okay, hey, I got it. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? I know God got me, which he do, right?
Yeah.
But I was just, okay, I was just putting to the side. I didn't know I was suppressing it. During this time, I was having chest pains.
Yeah.
Having a lot of chest pains. I was having headaches. I was feeling dizzy at sometimes, body aching and hurting, neck, shoulders, back, everything. And one day I just broke down. I broke down, and in the midst of painting my granddaughter's room, I broke down. Called my mom, and I'm just breaking down, and I don't know what's going on with me, right? I don't know. I'm just breaking down. So went to the doctor, told them about the chest pain. They said it was anxiety. My blood pressure was high, and I was dealing with all this when I thought I was fine.
Right.
Right. So
just pushing through,
and it could have been critical.
Yeah.
Because the people that I love and the people that I'm doing this for, which is my family, right? And the people that we serve, I could have put myself in a position unknowingly that my health was at stake.
Right. And that's with years, right?
Right.
I'm not gonna give your age out, but
I'm 45.
Yeah, he's 45 years old,
it,
right? He's 45 years old, and that comes with time. Even with the wisdom that you have now at 45 years old, you couldn't even feel the stress.
No.
And like,
or I would, my body was showing me signs,
but you couldn't.
But I couldn't put two and two together.
And I think what's crazy about that, because even at 27, like me right now, I just had an instance where I had to go and just figure out like what's going on with me.
Right.
Like lately, concentration is off. Just my brain is like every which way. I'm fatigued, and I'm like, what the heck is wrong? I go to the doctor, and she's like, Bree, dude, I don't know how you're functioning.
Right. You're running on fumes.
You're running on fumes.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, what is it? And it boiled down to stress.
Yes.
It boiled down to stress. She's like, you have to let this go.
Right.
And it affected me so much. I mean, and I'm talking about a long time
Right.
dealing with the fatigue, with the
Right.
concentration issues, just dealing with that until I finally was like, what is this? I did not think it was stress because I'm like, I'm fine. I'm dealing with the day to
But you
day.
actually thought, hey, with your fatigue, you
Yeah.
was like, hey, I got to get up and push through it because you felt like you was being lazy.
Right.
Right.
That's literally it. Like I felt like, why am I'm 27 years old.
Right.
I'm too young to be this tired. Let's just go. I need to go. I need to beat it. I got it. And it took me to sit down and be like, really, what's going on?
Right.
And when you said that earlier about like dreams and ambitions, that's me. Right? That's me on a day-to-day basis. I'm in the in-between. We have so much going on.
Right.
So many cool, amazing things that God has blessed us with. And so because I'm just that on-go person, like, okay, how can we be better? How can we grow better? How can we serve more people? I'm in that, we have so many ambitions and dreams. I'm in that in-between. I got to do
Right.
everything to get to this from A to Z.
Right.
And I have to understand I have to slow down.
Right.
And I can't be A to Z every day.
Every
There's
day.
not enough time
Right.
in a day to be A to Z.
And so for that, and me trying to get you to understand that, and
Yes.
we have a good support system and friends that was also speaking with you. We had to learn the delegating task,
Yep.
to let this task go, to let this go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And sometimes you can feel like, and this is not even talking about like just business.
Right.
Like you can put this for like family.
Family, life. Yes.
Just life in general. Like sometimes you do have to, I had to learn to communicate.
Right.
I had to learn to communicate how I was feeling and like, hey, what is something that you can help take on
Right.
that could help me, or and vice versa. Like when I was super stressed, it felt like, again, going from A to Z, like, hey, I have to do this all on my own. You literally have to see me, Bree, we are a team.
We are a team. Well, listen, we're a team, and we have a team. So
Exactly.
we don't have to figure it or do everything
At one time.
Yeah. So,
And-
so you like your daddy, right? So
But you kind of just hinting at the bigger picture.
Right.
Like God made fellowship for a reason.
Right.
You have your spouse for a reason.
Right.
You have friends for a reason. You have kids for a reason.
Right.
Like we need to lean on each other because we can't do, like you said, life be life, and we can't do this alone. Like and that's where the stress kind of like pounds on because we're trying to do everything on our own when we have to understand, if you believe like I believe,
right.
God handles it.
He handles it,
And he puts people in our lives to also go along with us and to relieve some of that stress off.
And also, God does handle it, but he also put people, like you say, in our lives to help us out. And he also have given us wisdom, right?
Right.
To search for knowledge to, I guess, be a better, right? 'Cause he what's the word I'm looking for? So listen, with me dealing with my stress, right? And my anxiety and all that good stuff, right? And I say good because I'm,
Right.
I had to go to a doctor. That doctor had to prescribe medication,
Right.
I have to, which I'm still in the process doing. I have to change my diet, right? I have to exercise.
Right.
I have to do things different. You talk to
My doctor, and again, listen, like you said, he puts these things in place for a reason. So I can't just be like, I'm gonna handle stress and I'm gonna believe in God and I'm not gonna do anything.
Right.
So yeah, I had to change my diet. I actually have to do different things to kind of calm my brain down to keep it concentrated. Now I have to make sure I'm taking my vitamins and doing different things. Also adding in exercise that I do not want to do. It's just all these different things that you can do. But I mean that kind of goes into like the next piece I want to talk about, like managing stress as a whole. Like you want to manage your stress for better health, and I don't think people link stress and health together like at all.
Right. Stress breaks down your body.
Yeah.
And they do it silently, right?
Yeah.
To where you think you're okay, but that unknown stress is just really turning you down, right? It's a headache. Okay, let me take some Tylenol.
And keep it pushing.
My back hurt. Maybe I just need to I bend over and pick this up. You know, things your body is telling you something, right?
Right.
And when your body is talking to you, it could be underlying stress.
This episode was brought to you by PC Home Health. Discover our compassionate care here at PC Home Health. We offer personalized caregivers that come and support our seniors and people dealing with disability all across the DFW Metroplex with things like bathing, grooming, meal prep, light housekeeping, transportation, and so much more. If you or your loved one are needing assistance inside of your home with these activities of daily living, please look no further. PC Home Health is here for you. Please reach out at 214-991-5619 and discover compassionate care today.
And for a free consultation, give us a call.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We're going to encounter stress daily.
Right.
That's the acute stress, right?
Right.
Not to mention all the other things that might be happening that pounds on stress, but we're going to encounter stress daily at any moment. And so
Right.
we have to be able to manage that. And you can do that a few different ways, you know, and you have to find what fits best for you. I do recommend that you go and talk to your doctor.
Yes, please talk to your doctor, right?
Talk to your doctor, figure out what works best for you and what's going on with your body.
Yes.
But one of those things could be like mindfulness meditation. So like maybe taking 5 to 10 minutes a day can still like meditate, sit down. I don't know, you know, they have all these different things like these apps that with the
Right.
music to make, you know, all these different things they have. You want to reduce those cortisol levels as much as possible because high cortisol levels not only, you know, deals with stress.
Right.
When you mess up, like my doctor said, when one part of your body mess up, it's a chain reaction. So it just it knocks one thing off, then one thing off, then one thing off, one thing off. Like it's one wrong thing can just start a fire.
Meditation, prayer.
Right.
Reading your word, right?
Reading your word.
Reading a book, right?
Right.
Maybe some alone time.
Taking breaks.
Taking breaks.
Going on a walk. Deep breathing exercises.
Yes.
Nobody talks about that enough. Like we don't really understand just how great taking a few deep breaths can do, what it can do for like our body, lowering those levels. Like I don't think anybody, I think before I talked to my doctor, I didn't think anything about meditation, one, because my brain does not stop long enough to just sit down and do it. But she was like, just breathe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am breathing. What do you? But like, just breathe. Be in the moment. Relish the moment. Take a deep breath and then start anew. Exercise. We talked about that a little bit. Going out, doing something regularly with your body.
What we did this past weekend.
Yes.
Spas.
Yeah.
Massage.
Yeah. I mean, the world has evolved so much. Like, I mean, there's apps that you can get on your phone to help with mindfulness and relaxation. There's now places that you can go and visit.
Yes.
So we actually visited a place called World Springs in the Colony.
Yes.
And
it was awesome.
Amazing. They have just so much. So of course, you know, like the standard massages, right? Everybody gets massages from deep tissue to regular massage, you know, that stuff. But the way World Springs has it is that there is 46 different mineral pools.
Yes.
And in these pools, there are minerals that can help with things like brain function, cognitive ability, alignment. There's
gastro, nerves,
anti-inflammatory, chronic pain, nerve pain.
Yes.
There's saunas and there's cold plunges. Like there's different things that you can do. And that was one of the things that my doctor was telling me, like, Bree, maybe some cold plunge because it just really alleviates those stresses.
Yeah.
And so,
how long did you stay in the cold plunge?
Listen, I had about a good 10 seconds. That was as much as I could do. It was crazy cold.
But it was good for you.
It was good. And so that all of those different things can release those stressors and to kind of ground you back and kind of get you back right. You have to understand when your body is a temple.
Right.
How you treat it is what you will get back.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so we do have to value.
Like that example. So if you drive in 1979 old school Cutlass or something.
Yeah.
And so I was born in 79, and if I don't go get my oil change, right, or if I don't put the proper gas, put the proper oil, do the tune-ups for it, right, and guess what? Pretty soon that Cutlass ain't gonna be too good, right? In 1979, now it's what 2024, 25. Well, yeah. So if you don't take care of your body, right? If you don't put the right things in it, the right food, right, the right meditation, prayer, the right exercise, right, and take some time to treat yourself, right, to love on yourself, and also love on the ones that surround you.
Yeah, there's no longevity.
There's no longevity.
You won't last.
Right.
You know, and so those are all like just important things that you want to think about. Sleep is also an important thing that you want to think.
Also, having someone to communicate with.
Yeah.
I think that's a big one, right?
Yeah.
When you have someone that you can communicate and tell how you feeling, how you doing, hey, I'm not right now, to maybe cry on their shoulders, all that plays a big part. And if that person love you, that person would allow you to be free, to open up. Right?
Right.
Of course, you're going to be there for that person to give some advice. Right. Right? But at that time, that person needs you just to listen.
Yeah. And so social communication is like super important. And I think if just to be super practical, time management and setting boundaries.
Wow.
Like, I don't think, I know for me, that wasn't something that I really kind of thought about. Not until one of your famous lines is write it down. Write it down. And I'm never a write it down kind of girl. I mean, I got a phone, I got internet, I got a notes app. I can just do and go about my business, but it's not in a place where I can see it all the time, right? And so you're really key about writing it down. And it wasn't until I listened to you, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna write it down. He said write it down, I'm gonna write it down. But really, it helped me manage my time better. And that's also a stressor for me, you know, like if stuff isn't done by the deadline or by certain times, that's like, it overwhelms me. But so what I do to make sure that I'm staying on track now is I manage my time wisely. I got this set out on my calendar. I know what I'm going to do at this time. And so it helps me kind of stay on track. And I'm not putting too much on my calendar because it's only 24 hours in a day and most of it's been sleeping, you know. So,
but that to-do list, right? Especially for you guys that if you're taking care of a loved one, right? Or you're busy, you work and you got your family to take care of. A to-do list will help, right? Making that to-do list or making time on your to-do list to be intentional with yourself. Ooh. That's great.
That's good.
Because if you have everything else going on throughout that day, put on that to-do list, hey, you know what? I need 30 minutes, maybe even an hour to myself.
To breathe.
Walk. Yes.
I don't, you know, whatever it may be.
There's nothing wrong with self-love.
Nothing wrong with it. And it's not selfish. It's not selfish. Because if you can't pour from an empty cup. Everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows that saying you can't pour from an empty cup. And it's true. How can you give something to someone else if you don't have it?
And sometimes in dealing with stress, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You giving something or someone your time, your energy, your thought, your blood, sweat, and tears to where you're running on fumes.
And then that goes where it's setting boundaries. That's a scary thing, right? For most people. Most people don't want to set boundaries because they don't want to come off as selfish, or they don't want to come off as like it's my way or how. It's not that. But what it is it's knowing Christians, the Sabbath. We have a very hard time taking that day because most times kids are having games. Sometimes we have to work. So all these different things that might come up, we got to do all the X, Y, and Z. We don't take that day because there's other things that are taking precedence. But it's okay to say, hey, I'm taking this Sabbath, and you can communicate that to your loved ones, to whomever. Hey, this is my day where I'm taking it to be with God, or whatever it is for you personally. But it's okay to set that boundary. Hey, I can't move on this day. This day is for me.
I can't move on this time.
Oh, at this time.
This is time I done allotted for me. And hey, communicating with the household. And everybody knowing that, That should be fun.
It should go, kind of good. So I think just practical tips that everyone can kind of take away from today. When we're dealing with stress, of course, like I said, you're going to deal with it every day. So just practical tips for the day to day to make sure that you're getting through your day and managing your stress well for better health. So I would say start your day, whether it's with gratitude journaling, prayer, reading your Bible, meditation, whatever that may be. Start your day with setting the precedent of this is how I'm going to start my day. Relaxed, soft. I have now what I'm calling slow mornings. That's what I've called it, where I'm just waking up and I'm just getting immersed in my word, and I'm just meditating on that at the start of the day. So by now when my day comes, I'm in a different mindset.
Right.
My body feels different. I'm relaxed. I'm cool.
Right.
I can kind of go throughout my day like that. Now, that's not saying that it won't change. Something comes up, those stressors. But now I have, because I got in my word that morning, for me personally, because that's what I use,
Right.
I now have those heartbeats of God that are going to come in throughout my day. I'm going to remember that scripture this morning that I meditated on, be slow to anger and all those different things. I'm now going to meditate on that throughout the day. So when those times come up, I can, use that.
You have that in your heart.
Right.
And that's great. And also with that, after you get that slow start, do a little exercise, maybe a walk.
Yeah,
right?
stretch.
Get yourself together, right? Just to start your day, right? To give yourself some extra energy, or extra push to get through the day.
Yeah. And then also I would say, so another practical tip, just like use apps for guided meditation or like breathing exercises or something. Like whatever, I just told you, there are a million apps that you can use to help you fall asleep better, to get better sleep, to help you meditate better, to whatever that may be. There's apps for exercise. There's different things that you can utilize in your day-to-day that can help you reduce that stress, lower those cortisol levels, and take a step back and kind of visually see, okay, this is where I'm at, and I'm feeling stressed. What can I do to relieve that?
And like you said, taking those deep breaths, right? Another thing I would encourage while you go on this new journey, right? I will encourage you to talk to your PCP.
Yeah,
right.
Please.
And just see. I don't know. Maybe you ain't dealing with stress. Maybe it's no other line of stress. But it don't hurt to talk to your PCP and to see if you're having headaches or things like that, or tension in your neck or whatever the case may be. Talk to your PCP. Put all these things in order, and love yourself enough to do that.
To seek the help that you deserve. Yeah.
And so once that happens, you put these things in order, and hopefully you see some change.
Yeah. And then I guess one last thing I want to add is there's also, like you said, PCP, there's also therapy.
Yeah.
And that's something that's kind of frowned upon sometimes, like, therapy, and it's like it's a bunch of just stigmas around it. But you have to find what works best for you. And it's okay to talk to someone and say, is this the best route? Is this the best route? Is cold plunges my thing? Is meditation my thing? Should I talk to a therapist? Whatever that may be, figure out what works best for you, because at the end of the day, you deserve it. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to be stress-free. And it's just the way of life. We're going to go through things, but you deserve to be able to manage it and feel better about it. So I hope that what you guys got from today's episode just really help you understand that stress impacts every single part of the body, and it's something that's going to come up every single moment of the day.
Right.
But simple practices like meditation, mindfulness, breathing, exercise, switching up the diet, or sleep can make a big impact and make a difference. So,
right. And remember, we're not doctors, right?
Yeah.
These are some things that we have learned, right?
Right.
Everyone is different. So please seek guidance of your PCP.
Medical help.
And we'll go from there. So I hope this has enlightened you, and I hope this helped you on your journey. Thank y'all for visiting with us.
Yes. And we will see you guys on the next episode. Continue to be great. Continue to journey through life with positivity, love, and being stress-free. Okay? Anything else you'd like to add to close us out?
Love.
Awesome. All right. We'll see y'all next episode. Bye.